What is going on, Pacer Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Pacers, guys, the Indiana Pacers pull off a late one against the Denver Nuggets. Cody was telling me before this is the first win for the Indiana Pacers in Denver in nearly 5 years. So it's been quite some time. But the Indiana Pacers, they pull it out, improving their record to 47-31 on the year. Before we go any further into the game, guys, just want to say we did upload a video talking about the future of the channel and some other things going on. But, we figured, until we figure some things out, we'd cover a little bit more of these games, especially now with the Indiana Pacers getting close to the playoffs. And the Pacers, with 4 more games left in the regular season after this one, the Pacers win 125-120. They hold off the late Denver Nuggets surge to come back, and the Pacers pull this one out. Cody, this was a wild one.
It was very back and forth, right? Denver was kind of in control early in this game, and then, it felt like Indiana started coming back, and then Denver started coming back again. It was a very much back and forth game, but Pacers able to hold them off when it mattered the most in this game, and it didn't start out super great for the Pacers, but overall, man, you just look at it, and a very impressive victory for Indiana, especially considering their lack of success in Denver over the last 5 years. Great to see them starting to do some stuff, breaking some of these maybe curses a little bit and starting to really feel themselves. And right before the playoffs, being able to beat quality teams like Denver, a team that will be contending for the finals again. And yeah, just being able to take care of business, weather the storm. And even on a night, Derek, where your superstar Tyrese Halliburton wasn't having a great night shooting, your team as a whole was able to come together and multiple guys able to step up in that department, in the scoring department. And yeah, getting hot right at the right time, Derek, right in front of the playoffs here. Pacers comfortably now in the 4th seed, only a couple games back from that number 3 seed, but we'll see with only a couple games to go. Probably likely will be stuck in that 4 seed pretty comfortably, though. I really don't see, they're still 3.5 games above.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And, the Pacers and Denver Nuggets both missing some people today. Denver Nuggets missing Jamal Murray, and obviously the Pacers missing Pascal Siakam in this one as well. So, both teams missing quite possibly both their second best players on their teams, respectfully. So it was definitely a battle of attrition. The Pacers go out with the win here. Let's go ahead and hop into this in the stats here a little bit. So let me look at this. Yeah, so the Denver Nuggets, from an early standpoint, Cody, they had the lead from a very early point on in this matchup. Even at the very beginning of the second quarter, Denver was up by double digits, and this looked like it was going to be a game where Denver was going to pull away. Actually, multiple times in the second quarter, the Indiana Pacers started coming back, and then the Nuggets ended up regaining their lead again. Then in that third quarter, it was just back and forth. And then Indy in the fourth quarter started to pull away. Then Denver started coming back, and Indy just had to find a way to pull it out. Now we go into the final stats here. So yeah, as Cody mentioned earlier in this, Denver shot a little bit better from the free throw, or not even from the free throw line, from the field goal percentage. But the Indiana Pacers also shot from 3 better than Denver did. We're out rebounded by 6. Assist numbers pretty much equal. Overall, the main aspect of this, the crazy part is Denver, with 76 of their 120 points coming from inside the paint. So almost basically 70% of their points. Not surprising given the 3-point percentage. But the main aspect I look into this from the team stats, Cody, and watching that game, mainly the reason the Pacers were able to pull this out in the end it was mainly just the turnovers. The Denver Nuggets in those final 6 minutes of that fourth quarter, I believe, had 4 different turnovers. It might have even been more than that. So a good chunk of their turnovers resulted in that late surge in that game when they're trying to come back, and Jokic with a couple of bad passes and some other guys out of place, and it just resulted in the Indiana Pacers being able to take advantage.
Yeah, like you said, the Pacers, so many less turnovers. Nuggets had over double the amount of turnovers that the Pacers had. So the Pacers, while, yeah, they were a little bit shorthanded, they weren't shooting the best. They were able to take care of the ball when it mattered the most. And those are huge things. And that, when it's such a tight game like that, momentum is everything. Really being able to, get some of those critical turnovers late for Indiana, I think that makes it massive there. And obviously swung this game in Indiana's favor in a lot because of those, and gave them the confidence to be able to finish it out, right? So, yeah, those turnovers are massive, man. They're absolutely massive. I don't care if you're shooting better than a team. If you're turning it over in the critical moments, that's going to happen, man. You're not going to come out with a win. So, yeah, credit Indiana. They took care of the basketball very well today, especially in the critical moments, and Denver just didn't. And I think that's a huge thing there. You also mentioned the three-point shots. Indiana, yeah, they maybe shot less percentage-wise, but some of the ones they made were more of those bigger outside the arc type of shots. And so those sort of things add up, man. They absolutely add up. When you have, for Indiana, talking about it, Indiana had 15 three-pointers made, and Denver only had 8. So, I mean, right there, that's another huge reason right there for that Indiana able to win by 5 in this one. So, yeah, all that being said, even though Tyrese Halliburton didn't have a great game, still was able to help, in this game. We'll get into some of the individual stats, but even without your superstar playing well and you're not shooting how good you usually have been during some of these winning streaks, you still were able to come out with a victory because you took care of the basketball so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, going into the individual stats here, big night again for Nikola Jokic. I mean, Cody, it is always remarkable to watch Nikola Jokic play basketball because, he's one of the few people ever that you watch him and he looks like he's never trying when he's out there playing, but yet he still is able to put up 35, 15, and 15 any given night. Had 41, 15, and 13 tonight and made it look super easy, which is ironic because, again, Cody, you look at that stat line and you're thinking that has to be one of his best performances ever. That wasn't even his best performance of the last week, which is absolutely insane to think about. Didn't get to the free throw line as much today, but yeah, Jokic was just off his rocker again today. I actually got to look at the remainder. Christian Braun also with a 30-point game for the Denver Nuggets. And, they had a couple different guys. Westbrook off the bench had 16, 5 and 5. Michael Porter, 15, 4 and 4. So, they overall, I mean, obviously Jokic took advantage of everything once again, but, they still had some decent support today.
Yeah. Yeah, but you look at it between two guys in Jokic and then also Braun. I mean, 71 of your points right there between two guys. So
yeah.
Whereas when you look at Indiana, I mean, you got Toppin with 22, you got Nesmith with 17, you got Turner with 24, Nembhard with 19, and then off the bench you had McConnell with 12 and Walker with 11. So I mean, it was very spread out. Like Indiana didn't have a guy go for 40, but they had multiple guys getting 20 plus in this game or double digits, right? So, I mean, it is ultimately the biggest team game, right? So, if your team's able to do that, I mean, that sort of stuff, even you're able to weather some of these superstars if you play as a team, So, yeah, it's just crazy to see the difference, man. 71 points between two players in Indiana have multiple guys who are all contributing to this win.
It's crazy too because you look at the evolution of basketball, even just like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. If you could have one guy, Cody, that could score 30 or 40 any given night, that was usually enough to win most of your games. Nowadays, it's just not you're just not able to do that. Everyone can score in this league now. So it's just so hard to be a team that, a big chunk of your points comes from just one specific player. Just over, and especially when that person is specifically a center. Obviously, Jokic makes it better because he's able to assist. And, when they have Murray out there as well, which they didn't tonight, you have that 1-2 punch where Jokic and Murray can really feed off of each other. But like you said, the Pacers spread it around a little more. 6 guys in double digits tonight versus 4 for the Denver Nuggets. Toppin with 22 on 50% shooting today. Nesmith 17 on 50% shooting today. And most importantly, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Those 2 free throws late in that game to put them up by 2 possessions. Huge free throws there. Miles Turner, 24 on 50% shooting, 4 of 4 from the free throw line as well. Nembhard had 19 and shot over 70 or shot 67% from the field tonight. Ironically enough, the only starter that didn't get into double digits was Tyrese Halliburton tonight.
Yeah.
So he had 9 with 14 assists. Again, Halliburton just continuing to do assist numbers like we haven't seen in a long time. Also, some shout outs. TJ McConnell, 12 points on 19 minutes, shot 47% from the field, also had 6 assists. And Jarris Walker with 11 points on 21 minutes, shot 80% from the field tonight and 6 rebounds as well. So Walker really putting in some great minutes there. Again, Cody, it's just another one of those things. The Indiana Pacers, if their starters can just keep up with the other team starters, there's very few teams that can go 6 deep with their bench. And the Indiana Pacers can do that. They have TJ McConnell. They have Walker. They have Bryant. They have Mathurin. And then you talk about guys like Furphy, who's trying to, figure his way. Like that. There's just not many teams that can go that deep in a bench. And Denver certainly couldn't either. And, that's just another one of those things that's really going to impact the Pacers as they go through this playoff push again.
Yep, absolutely, man. But yeah, great win here. Very proven that they are very capable to beat anybody. I mean, this is a team that can do it any given night. So yeah, very impressive win considering the hostile environment they knew they were going into and typically an environment they haven't done well in. So good job for them without one of their superstars in Pascal Siakam being able to handle business and continue on, man. Continue that playoff push. Continue to, stack wins and gain that confidence and stay hot, man, right ahead of the playoffs. So, yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts here on this win for the Indiana Pacers over the Denver Nuggets in Denver. Again, guys, the Pacers only a couple games away here till the playoffs start. So, Pacers continuing to win and stay hot. Now they've won 4 straight. So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Guys, we're going to continue, like Derek already said, to cover the Pacers' final couple games here, the regular season, and then cover them via the playoffs and kind of go from there and see what we got for our Pacer channel moving forward. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, go Pacers.